What is up, guys? It's TheGreatWall, back at it again with another video. Today we are here with another career save. Today we are with the Royals, and if you guys may or may not have guessed it, you guys might not even know, there was once a player drafted 4th overall in 2020 who never panned out. I mean, he's still young, but he goes by the name of Asa Lacy. Like I said, drafted 4th overall. He's been just dealing with injuries upon injuries upon injuries. But today we are here to turn that around. He's 25 years old, so this one we're kind of just hoping for a good peak here. He doesn't have much time, but this is one of the premier draft busts that most people talk about, most people know. So I figured why not try to turn it around for Asa Lacy. Right now he's not even in a spot to be in the MLB. It's not like Volpe where he was already an MLB player. We're starting with the 63 overall who's 25. So that being said, his potential is 97. As you can see here, he had a Future Stars card in MLB The Show 21. That was a 97 overall, so that is what we're basing it on. So without further ado, let us get straight into the wheel spins if it will let me. Here we go. Alright, so for the pitcher wheel, we did change it a little tiny bit. We tweaked it from last time too. I felt like there was too many different spins that got players off the team. Didn't really help much. So we changed the amount of attributes for a teammate. Instead of 10, 25, and 50, we made it 100, and that's the only one. For pitchers, we added steal a pitch, which means let's say I want to go to Cole Reagan's here. He's got an elite fastball, and I want to steal it. So we're going to go ahead, take that pitch. Or let's say Asa Lacy only throws 4 pitches. So let's say I wanted to take his cutter or someone's cutter or whatever. We get to take that pitch as well as all of the attributes along with it. So that being said, that's what that is. And then add a pitch is just add any pitch, and then we're going to go based off his averages. So like his velo 73, 59, and then 48 for the control. We would add that to the pitch. I get to pick the pitch, but yeah. Change team is still here. Plus 100 attributes as an extra one. Max an attribute. And then add a GOAT. Basically all that is I'm just going to take an 18-year-old, give them 99 everything, and then add them to the team. So that being said, for our first spin, we're really looking for an additional attribute thing in some way, shape, or form. So our first spin, please bless us with something beautiful. It is going to be 100 attributes for a teammate. Honestly, no. We're going to start off with something better. I'm not taking that off the wheel, but I want to start with something better. Come on. 50 attributes. There we go. That's a better start. That being said, we're going to go find 50 attributes to give this guy to hopefully at least make him a regular MLB player. But yeah, so that being said, let's go ahead here. Alright, so he moves up to a 75. We gave him plus 10 to everything except pitch and clutch. And honestly, I'm going to take a little bit off of Ks per 9 now that I'm looking at it. We are going to take a little bit off of Ks per 9. We'll take 5 off, and we'll add that to stamina because we want him to pitch a lot. So he goes down to a 72. I think he was a 73. But that being said, now he's like an actual starting pitcher. Those per 9s will go up, but his stamina will not. So that being said, I think that's a good first spin. I'll see you guys at the All-Star break. Alright, we're at the All-Star break. Let's just see how Asa Lacy is doing, or Asa, whatever it is. He's still in Double-A, but he's doing very well. He's up to 74. 7.5, 3.14 ERA. For future reference, once the spotlight player becomes like an everyday All-Star, we're not going to stop the All-Star break just because I feel like it takes too much time. That being said, he's still in Double-A, which is a little bit iffy, but yeah, we're going to let him finish out the year here and then get to our next spin, so yeah. Alright, the year has ended. I forgot to stop during the, during the end of the last year, but he's up to 75, which is good. 75 at 25 years old is not bad. But yeah, we're just going to get straight to the offseason, get to our next spin. Hopefully we can get something else that's good. Maybe get him on a new team. But yeah, we're just going to get to the offseason. Alright, the offseason is over. We have Asa Lacy here. Or Asa, whatever it is. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing it and if I continue to. He's a 75. They have way too many starting pitchers. Honestly, I would not mind a different team here. So, spin the wheel, either some sort of attributes or moving teams. Honestly, would be steal a pitch. Okay. That we will definitely take. I'm going to go ahead and look for a pitch that I want to steal from a player, and then, yeah, we'll go from there. All right, so the pitch we are going to be stealing is Sandy Alcantara's sinker. I was very tempted to take Matt Waldron's knuckleball, but I figured this would be our best option. Get something with a lot of velocity control and break so that we can get his overall up quicker. So, that being said, we're going to just replace this with the 12s. We're just going to replace it with the 2-seam. Let it rock out. That being said, we are going to change Asa Lacy, and then we'll see what happens to him. Alright, so we did it, and it did not do much to his overall, which is okay. Yeah, I mean, just hopefully he can have a year in the MLB, start getting some service time. But yeah, looks like we're going to be stuck here for a little bit. Alright, we're at the All-Star break. Asa Lacy is still in AAA. He's up to 77 overall. Just can't break through into this rotation. He's lighting it up to 2.38 ERA, 103 strikeouts, only 38 walks. We need him to either get called up or get sent to a different team very soon, or else it's going to start hurting his development. So, yeah, that being said, we're going to finish out the year and then go from there. All right, Asa did finish out the year in AAA. He finished with a 3.06 ERA. I mean, phenomenal year, 4.3 WAR, but we need him to get up into the MLB at this point. So yeah, hopefully, we can get something that'll get him up there next year. But he's gonna be a 27-year-old rookie, which means 10 years he'll be 37. So I don't think we're gonna have a Hall of Fame career here. I think our goal is a Hall of pretty good. So that being said, we'll get to the offseason and get our next spin in. Alright, so Asa Lacy is an 80 overall. He's the 6th best starter. So yeah, we're looking for anything that's going to either help him get rotational time or increase his attributes enough. Like anything that's going to be a trade, switching teams, or an attribute. Steal an attribute. Perfect. That is exactly what we needed. What is his lowest attribute at this point? Honestly, he doesn't really have much that's necessarily bad. I guess we'll take someone's walk per nines. Yeah, so we're gonna go find someone and then steal their stats. Alright, so the stat we're gonna be stealing is Giovanni Moran. His home runs per nine. He has 99, so I'm gonna put his down to 62. Because that's what Asa currently has. And then we are going to go over to our guy. And we are going to give him maximum home runs per nine. As you can see, it was a 62. I was thinking about Ks per nine or hits per nine, but I think home runs per nine is going to be good. It's going to be our biggest increase. And it's going to make him an 87 overall and get him into the rotation as well as being good in the rotation. He's our number 2 guy now. So I think that we'll finally have a good year with him and finally see him start to tap into his potential as well as getting good. So that being said, we'll see you at the All-Star break. All right, we're at the All-Star break, and Asa Lacy is having a phenomenal year. He's 12-2 with a 2.65 ERA, only 9 home runs given up compared to Scooball, who's given up 13, and Mitch Keller, who's given up 16. Hell of a start for his career. He's still rookie eligible. So as long as he has a good second half, he might win himself a Rookie of the Year. He's up to 2.4 WAR. So that being said, we're going to finish out the year. He got his first All-Star. Honestly, if he can give us 10 years of dominance, he might be a Hall of Fame candidate. But that being said, let's get to the end of the season. All right, we finish off the year 91-71. Griffin Jacks had the most saves, but what about Asa Lacy? Show me something beautiful, please. Alec Marsh had a good year, but that's not who I'm looking for. I'm looking for Asa Lacy 2.8. He won an award. He got Rookie of the Year and an All-Star appearance. That is the start we're looking for. 100% the start we're looking for. Got 7 losses at the end of the year. 3-7 to finish off the year is not ideal, but good enough to get a Rookie of the Year. We are also in the playoffs, so that's something to be excited for. I'm assuming we're not winning a World Series anytime soon. We lose to the Mariners. All right. All right, we are at the start of season number 4. Asa Lacy season 89 overall. Coming off of a Coming off of a playoff year, a Rookie of the Year, and an All-Star. So, what are we gonna add to him? Honestly, anything on the wheel is good at this point. A couple I would rather not have max attribute is definitely a acceptable one for us. So, that being said, we are going to pick an attribute to max out. I think it's going to be... Did he have a lot of walks? He didn't have a lot of walks. So I think I'm actually going to max out his hits per 9. Just going to make him untouchable. So, yeah. Now he has 99 hits per 9. He's going to be a 97 overall. He has hit his potential. As you guys can see, his potential was 97. He's at 97. So, that being said, we're looking like a good career. Already got him back to his potential. So I might have to tweak some of the wheel spins a little bit, but so far this has been amazing. So that being said, we'll get to the All-Star break, see if we can go back-to-back, and then go from there. Okay, so I accidentally went past the All-Star game, but he was an All-Star again. Make that number 2. And honestly, All-Stars are the hardest thing to get for pitchers in this game because there's only 5 on each side. So getting another All-Star appearance is phenomenal. We just need to cap it off with a Cy Young or something. So, yeah, let's finish out the year. All right, we finished 88 and 74. Looks like Asa did not win Cy Young. He was 3rd, though, so he's getting votes. Another 15-win season. He's up to 6.8 WAR on his career. Just needs to increase it a little bit, and he'll be fine. But, yeah, 4th for WAR is not bad. Like, especially considering pitchers don't get a lot of WAR normally. That being said, can they win a World Series? Double-A did. Triple-A won it the year before. Can the Royals get it done? They're moving on. And they lose to the Red Sox in an Asa Lacy start. He did not do well in the playoffs. That's alright. Hopefully in the offseason we can get either something to get him off this team onto whoever wins the World Series or something to increase his attributes. So, yeah. Alright, we are in the next season. Asa Lacy still a 97, which is good. Hopefully he can just stay in this area for a while. Let's see, get this set back up. Oh, no. Alright. Our next spin on the wheel. Give me something good. Add a generational talent. Alright, so that means we will be adding an 18-year-old. Unless there's a generational talent already in here. We'll be adding either that generational talent or a 99 potential guy that's an 80 overall. So, yeah, I'm going to see if there is one to start. If not, I'll create one. Alright, so there is already a generational talent in Dan Light. So we will be adding him to the team. I just realized I forgot to turn force trades on. So that's going to... yeah, so we're not getting Dan Light. I'm going to create one. That's my bad. I completely forgot about that. So I'm going to make one, and then we will get into it. Alright, so this is going to be our generational talent, Michael Kaminsky. He's an 84 overall. I mean, they're normally around 80, but still, he's going to be the generational talent we add. This team is phenomenal. I was thinking about maybe making a starting pitcher, but I was like, I don't want someone to take Asa's kind of thunder here. So Michael Kaminsky is the one. Yeah, that being said, we're going to go on to the rest of the season and hope we can win a World Series this year. So, yeah. All right, they finished 105 and 57. Please tell me we have an MVP or something. Kaminsky, Rookie of the Year. Cy Young, Asa Lacy in 2nd. Didn't get an All-Star appearance. Oh, that one hurts. That one really hurts. Kaminsky, the generational talent. He's stuck at an 84. That's fine. Damn, I need Asa to get at least one, especially with guys like Scooball having two. That's all right though. Jim McClanahan have a career. He did his thing though. So that being said, let's get into the playoffs. See if they can get it done. All right, they're taking on the Mariners. Come on, get it done. They are moving on. All right. All right, they're taking on Houston to go to the World Series. And they are moving on to take on Pittsburgh. I'm gonna check everything one more time. Obviously, I can't really do anything. I'm just gonna look at everything. But yeah. All right, Royals versus Pirates. Come on, get it done, guys. And the Royals win the World Series. I'm gonna guess Asa didn't win World Series MVP. He didn't. But that being said, who did he get a win in any of these games? All right, so he had a good postseason. But that being said, finally have a World Series. Volpe didn't win any, but we're gonna go ahead and get to next season. All right, we are back with another season. Asa still a 97. The generational players in 84 still. Hopefully, he can go up this year. Yeah, that being said, honestly, the team is pretty much the same. So anything that can help Asa kind of take that jump to a Cy Young winner would be nice. Obviously, I got things off, but I don't have any. I didn't turn on force trades. So that's my fault. I messed that up. That's on me. Plus 25 attributes, though. That will play. That will definitely play. Yeah, let's add some attributes to him. Let's give him up to 79, and then we'll do 81, and then 72, and 72. So that'll take him to a 99. As you can see, oh wait, hold on, I accidentally gave out an extra +5. So we'll take away the 5 from here, make it back down to 76. Still 99, but plus 25. He is elite still. Hopefully he can get over the line and get a Cy Young. But that being said, if he makes it to the All-Star game, I'll show you that. If not, I'll see you at the end of the year. All right, we finished 98 and 64. Another good year. Don't tell me he got snubbed again. Another second place finish. I think we need to get that Ks per 9 up. Honestly, I think that's what's holding him back. He's starting to, fall off a little bit in overall, but that's because he's only 97 potential. Hunter Brown, man, why'd you have to do this? I mean, honestly, 208 ERA is insane. He led the league in that, right? Yeah. He was one of the best pitchers, if not the best. Only 4.1 WAR, though. Alright, I mean, up to this point, he's at a 14.5 WAR, so he's good. He's pretty good. So, yeah, let's take a look at the playoffs. I'm not going to go slowly just because he already won one. He wins another one, he wins another one. They're moving on against Houston. They're on to the World Series again. And they win another World Series. So, Asa Lacy said, watch me, I'm going to do it again. Tyler O'Neill might be the GOAT. Yeah, Asa Lacy, 2-time World Series winner. So, yeah, let's get to next season. Try to make this team or Asa better. Alright, spring training is upon us yet again. Jackson Holiday makes it to the team. So does Ozzy Albies, I think. Michael Kaminsky just has not developed at all. So, that's what it is. Yeah, but we get another wheel spin. Honestly, the only thing that would hurt us is a team change at this point. Adam can't do that one technically, so take that off. Because we already have 5 pitches on him. The one we were dreading. Alright. So you know the drill. Close my eyes. I'm just going to hit the right trigger button until we find a team. And if I land on the Royals again, then we're staying with the Royals. But that being said, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He's going to the Reds. Yeah, that's not ideal. Um, but we don't really have a choice, so pack your bags and get going. The only good thing about this is the fact that Asa Lacy is uh, kind of getting towards that free agency. So, yeah, he's only guaranteed to be here for 2 years. So, this sucks. All right. That being said, let's get through the year. All right. Season's over. The Reds made the playoffs. How did our guy do? Um, Asa Lacy only pitched 21 games for some reason. Guess they didn't have him in for whatever reason. Oh my God, were they manipulating his? Oh wow, they were manipulating his contract. But he did have a 2.03 ERA. Didn't make the All-Star game. He could have been a Cy Young candidate if they would have let him pitch more. But the team made the playoffs, so that being said, let's see what happens. They win, and they win again. And they get sent home by the Dodgers, just like real life. So let's get to the spring training. He only has a couple more spins left, but yeah. All right, so we are on year 8, I believe, which means he has 3 more spins left to really impact his career. It's only 5 spots left. I'm going to have to put more stuff on it. If you guys have some ideas for it, just drop down in the comments. Trade the spotlight player. All right, that is exactly what we wanted to see. So we get to trade him to whatever team we want, as well as 2 other players of our choosing. Yeah, so we're going to go make a big trade to another team. I'm an idiot. I forgot that he's no longer on my team and I don't have forced trades on. So, yeah. We only have 3 spins left. This isn't going the way I thought it would go. We're adding them to the Reds. So, yeah. All right, the season's over. The Reds missed the playoffs. I'm going to take a wild shot in the dark here and say Asa Lacy was not a Cy Young candidate. How did he do, though? The Reds might be the dumbest team in the world. I gave them literally the greatest catcher of all time, and they didn't even put him on their MLB roster. Asa Lacy, 2.83 ERA, 16-8. I mean, pretty good year to be fair. What happened to his 4 WAR season? I hate when they do this. And then all of the WARs get lowered. Honestly, don't think Asa Lacy is on a Hall of Fame trajectory, but Hall of Pretty Good is probably more like it. He might be too good for it, but we'll see. Alright, so this is year 9. He has 2 spins left on the wheel. This is his last year before free agency. I hate that Cincinnati took that year. That is so stupid, but that being said, we only have 3 options left. Yeah. Plus 100 attributes. I forgot I added that to the wheel. So, plus 100 attributes for Asa Lacy is going to basically just turn him into a 99 everything. So, that being said, we are going to do the calculations. So, 22, so 100 minus 22 minus 29 minus 3 minus 2. So I have I have 44 left. So we're going to give him 92. Actually, we're going to give him 99 Ks per 9. So minus 29. And then we'll give him 87 walks per 9. So if he doesn't win a Cy Young this year after this absolutely elite upgrade, he's just not destined for it. But that being said, I forgot I added that spin to the wheel. So, yeah, this should be fun. I'll see you guys at the end of the year. All right, the Reds made the playoffs again finally. Please show me a Cy Young for Asa Lacy with his first Cy Young. That is what I'm talking about. That is what we need, especially going into a contract year where he's hitting free agency again. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, with that being said, let's just follow his playoff performance. The Royals won, my team. Okay, so they're moving on. My team, the Royals, is also moving on. Oh, both of us got eliminated on the same day. That sucks. All right, that's fine. The Reds locked down Asa Lacy on a monster deal for another 6 years, so he will be finishing out his career here. He's making $60 million in the last year of it when he turns 40 years old. That is nuts. That is absolutely insane. Hold on, I'm blurry. Whoop, whoop. No? Alright, well, that's not doing what we needed to do. That's fine. Whatever. But Asa Lacy is nuts. Doing his thing. So, that being said, let's get his final wheel spin here. It is still the off season technically. But yeah, we'll just get the last wheel spin out of the way. It's one of two things. Either plus 10 attributes for him or plus 100 for a teammate. I don't mind that. I don't mind that to finish it off. Question is, what teammate are we gonna give 100 to? What teammate are we gonna? I think it's got to be the closer. I think it's gonna be the closer. Just because, you know, we need a guy who's going to be closing the door for us pretty well. He's got 92 potential. So, as you guys saw, we get 100. So, 100 minus 36. So, we got 64 left between three different things. So, we'll do minus 18 down to 46, which means we have 23 for each thing. So 23 would take this to 91. And that would take this to 90. So, Floyd's son, you're welcome. You are now also a 99. But yeah, essentially that is the last wheel spin that he's going to have. Hopefully they keep this guy around for a while. Same with Lee Beach. This should be enough for World Series. With that being said, let's get to the end of next. Actually, the next time I see you will be if he wins an MVP, a Cy Young, or a World Series. So yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna remember to show it, but he did win another Cy Young, and they got to a Game 7 of the World Series. I just realized my mic was muted, so yeah. There's that. So unfortunately, didn't hear any of that. I don't know if I'll remember to put it in, but yeah. Asa Lacy won his third Cy Young. He is now up to a career WAR of 40.7. So I'm going to sim out their playoff run because they have to be in the playoffs, yeah. See if they can win a World Series. They don't. All right. All right, Asa Lacy has retired. I dropped all of his stats once he stopped being an MLB player. He had a solid career, 165 and 74. Had 2,000 strikeouts, 2.93 ERA. Honestly, he had a phenomenal 10-year stretch here. I think it was about 10 years, 2027 to 2037, 2038-ish. He amassed a career WAR of 49, which would put him tied with Jimmy Key for 110th overall. But yeah, 3 Cy Youngs is phenomenal. I actually want to check and see. All right, so 3 Cy Youngs would put him tied for 5th all time with Clayton Kershaw, Sandy Koufax, Pedro Martinez, so on and so forth. So that is honestly elite. I don't know how many All-Star appearances that would be, but honestly, I think we definitely turned this into a successful career. Was it as good as Anthony Volpe? No. But pitchers tend to be lower in WAR and everything else. So, that being said, does he make the Hall of Fame? I doubt it. He does not. Austin Riley and J Ram both make it though. I think if he could have had a slightly longer career, I think he's maybe potentially a Hall of Famer, but he just didn't have the time. He needed like 5 more years of elite baseball, maybe another couple All Stars and a Cy Young, maybe an MVP. But that being said, I'm gonna put this down as a success. We got him 3 Cy Youngs and 2 World Series wins. So that being said, drop a player down below that you want to see. Just make sure that they have a corresponding future stars card in any MLB The Show. But yeah, thank you guys as always for watching. Stay tuned for the next one, and peace.